Hello, it's Saturday lunchtime and I'm sitting here in the front row in the hall with a very special lady. This is Thea Mcintyre sitting next to me. Now, she's only been in the business since 1938, so she's a bit of a novice, but we thought, well, give it a go, see if she's got anything to say for herself. So, Thea,
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about your career on the stage?
Yes, well, my sister and I actually came out as the Houston sisters, which were previous, and it was my mother's dream that we would follow on. Being the H in the name, we were the Hislop sisters. So we were trained. My father had a drama school, and we had to learn to go to elocution because he wasn't having Glasgow Keelys running around in the house. So we had to do, and he always said that pure artists were drama artists. People in the variety instrument were all illegitimate. So when we got into the theatre, we turned around and told him he now had 2 illegitimate daughters because we were travelled around with EMSA, first of all in 1942, which was wonderful, right up until 1946 when the war stopped and we came back into the profession. Now,
Where did you travel to? Where did you travel with EMSA? Where did you go?
All over the British Isles and up the north of Scotland mainly, but there were several different categories. There was an A, B, C and D show, and the A company was the Garrison Theatre one. We started in the C company. As my father used to say, you always start at the top and build up. But no, it was wonderful, entertaining all the boys. Luckily enough, we actually presented all our act all the way over, and it was lovely. We thoroughly enjoyed our touring around.
And I bet you did entertain the boys, didn't you?
Yes,
And I bet they all fell in love with you because you were so gorgeous. Can we have a look? Thea's daughter's got some photographs here that were taken of her when she was with EMSA. So can we hold it to the camera over there, Thea?
Right.
And show everybody that so that they can see it. We're going to scan these in for Thea and perhaps put them on our website during the course of the next couple of weeks.
This actually was taken for EMSA, and this song actually we came down to Drury Lane, which was our EMSA rehearsal studios, and the song we chose for that was taken from the Western Brothers, College Rhythm. So EMSA people decided they would dress us like this in College Rhythm, which would snap your fingers, walk around a bit. You could still do it, but never mind. So that was lovely, and that was where we took our song and did our routines from. The next one on EMSA, this was for our second spot on EMSA, was with these ones, and those were another one of the EMSA costumes that we had to wear during the show and touring.
Absolutely.
So it was lovely. But when the war finished, of course, then we had to get back into the profession. Hence the reason we got a show date in Collins, Islington.
Oh, cool.
And that was way back at the beginning of 1946. Collins, Islington was a theatre where all the agents came to, not really a lot of public, it was agents. And if you were no good, on the green room wall the next morning was, sorry, terminated. And they would bring another artist in to rehearse for that evening. And we got well dressed, well presented every night, which was lovely. So we were allowed to stay for the week. The first engagement from there was down in Eastbourne. And funnily enough, a little while later, I met up with Norman Wisdom. And Norman Wisdom said, did you play Collins? And I said, yes. He said, well, I did too, he said. And just when I came out of the army, I think he was in, I'm not quite sure. And he said, somebody phoned an agent and said, where are you next week? And Norman didn't want to say he wasn't working next week. He said, oh, I'm free the week after, if that's okay. And where was he sent? He said, down to Eastbourne. I said, I think that was the theatre you went to after you finished in Collins. Everybody was sent down for a week at Eastbourne. So that was the start, and it was lovely meeting somebody else who actually had worked Collins, Islington. But I've worked most of the theatres all over. During EMSA, we did a show at a holiday, it was a holiday camp in Ayr in Scotland, and actually the Polish airmen were there. But after the war, we actually opened Butland's Camp in Ayr, and that was in 1947, at 47 into 48. This is the bill. You'll have to hold it again, Linda. This is the bill that actually for that show. But we did in 18 weeks, 1 and 2 night stands again, all up the north of the Scotland, to promote Butlins camps, and that was quite something. But you know, when I see these redcoats today who have to work so hard at everything within the camp, we didn't. We did 3 shows a week. That was all. 7:15, yes, and 1 matinee. We did no more, so we had the run of the camp. Ronnie Monroe, believe it or not, was our orchestra there. And you know, Ronnie then opened up in London, didn't he? His jazz club. So, I mean, to meet people like that and all of meeting here again, this is why I love coming to my British Music Hall Society, Scotch Music Hall Society, you name it, I'm there, which is absolutely wonderful because you meet people who have come up after you and you find out all about their trips up through life, which is lovely, you know. I just love it.
I believe, Thea, that it's not just stage. Thea has been on the TV as well, haven't you?
Right, yes,
she's had a little television career, so can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, I was chaperone for the BBC for many years for a group of children called Kids International, and there were 40 children, and it got that if these group of children that were called Kids International, a multiracial group of children, I really would like to know where they all go now and what a wonderful television program that would be to bring them back to see how they had furthered their careers. That was great. People used to say to me, why don't you come back into the theatre, you know? So I came back in with the knowledge my father had made us do elocution. So I went into drama and did several things, which was great. But then along came another advert in the stage. BBC require expert lady tap dancers. And I thought, oh, that sounds lovely. My agent phoned and said, are you going for the audition, Thea? And I said, no. Did you see the age? So she said, you don't look your age, so it doesn't really matter. Oh, I said, okay. And you never worry whether you get it or not, so never mind. So anyway, I went for the audition, and it was Ernest Maxine was the producer. And Ernest had been the producer when I was with Kids International. And he said, I didn't know you danced, because whatever I did on that job that I was at it was nothing to do with what I had previously done. You know, that's the nice thing. So I became one of the very well-known group of overweight ladies, the Roly Polies. And we traveled 7 years, first of all, excuse me, and the act split because 3 of the girls didn't want to travel abroad, and the work abroad was fantastic. That's where you got the money if you worked abroad, not in this country. So that was absolutely wonderful.
Sorry about that, folks. This is live musical. Live. Sorry to do carry on, Thea.
Lovely.
Do carry on.
So that was where we actually auditioned for another group of ladies to come, you know, expert tap dancers, free to travel. That was the main thing. And we then traveled all over the world with the Rollies as well. Germany, Italy, Spain, Japan for 3.5 months. We worked in Osaka and Japan. My daughter now speaks Japanese, so that's wonderful, you know. But Japan.
But you ended up on the BBC, didn't you?
Yes, we ended up on the BBC. Yeah.
Whose show was that?
That was the Les Dawson show. It was Leslie's idea to have very large ladies on the stage because of Leslie's size. And Ernest said, you can't put large ladies on a stage and have them laughed at. You have to have them do something very special. And he said he wanted expert lady tap dancers. So that was the reason actually we were there, which was wonderful. So we had 7 years together, 7 years with the Jelly Rolls, because I wanted something that wobbled all over the place. So the next act was called the Jelly Rolls. I'm still in contact with them all today, which is lovely. And it's lovely coming to a time like this and meeting up with all the artists that you've worked with and hearing about artists that have come on after you. The profession's not like it was. Wynne will tell you, we had the best of theatre in our days, which is not quite the same now. But it's lovely meeting with them all.
And it's absolutely wonderful to have you here with us, Thea. Thank you, my darling. Mwah.
Thank you.
As you can hear, the hall is filling up now. We're getting ready to start the afternoon session. I could talk to Thea forever, and I will be talking to her some more during the course of the weekend, and we'll have lots more cuddles before we're finished. So for now, thank you. We'll be back later.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.